look at the bookshelf here.
These shelves hold a collection of oddly titled guidebooks. Alexander notices such books as How to Become King with Little or No Rupees Down, Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry, and Why Good Princesses Like Bad Wizards.
I like that one. They clearly have a fondness for their stabs.
Alexander is not interested in those self-help books.
Oh, okay. What about this book?
Volumes of poetry are on display on this bookshelf.
Ooh. Poetry, you say?
Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast. Not bad. And another. Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there. Yikes. And another. What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me, and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name, that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you.
Damn.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf.
Oh, whoop. It dropped out.
Alexander is not interested.
I don't want that. I was looking at the thingy to fall on the ground.
Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Thanks, no problem.
There's
Anything
a
else?
book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears that some regular customer likes that book.
Ooh, can I take that book?
Alexander feels his pockets carefully to make sure he hasn't lost anything.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Alexander rests his feet for a moment. Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages. Well, that was refreshing.
It was. Let's see if there's any books
A
here.
collection of children's books fill those shelves.
Oh, okay.
These shelves hold a selection of cookbooks. There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, Take one, please. Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
Well then, if it's free.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
What type of book is it? I'm just curious now.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
Okay, fine. I will look at it this way.
Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackerels, albeit small fine mackerels, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Yeah, that would put me to sleep too.
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly.
Yeah, really.
Assorted travelogues and biographies are arranged on these shelves.
Huh. Good about you, sir.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Oh, okay. Well, let me look at
Alexander is a little old for those children's books.
He missed out on his
Alexander
childhood.
isn't interested in the cookbooks on that shelf. He's had an aversion to cooking ever since he experimented with a certain cookie recipe involving cat hair and fish oil. Right now, Alexander is too involved with the journey he's on to take time to read about the journeys of others.
Okay.
How fare you, merchant?
I have been reading too much love poetry lately. It is rather depressing to an old bachelor like me.
Ah, dude, I feel your pain.
Alexander doesn't need the bookshop chandelier.
Or maybe I do.
Alexander rests his feet for a moment. Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called...
Okay, so that doesn't really do much for me.
Well, that was refreshing.
But then what about these books over here?
A collection of children's books fill those shelves.
No, I was looking at the thing on top of the shelf.
The window, partially blocked by the shop's overflow of books, gives a rather dusty view of the street outside.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Okay, that's fine.
An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells.
Oh!
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not?
Oh.
I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end.
An aardvark?
So I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spelled book for it.
Ah, okay. But aardvark, eh? I know a few people in the audience who will find that very interesting. But anyway, let's actually, like, leave. There's not much else we could do in this area. Might as well take another look around. Oh, hello. There's a girl hanging out there.
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you! You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning!
You think you'd try to be doing this outside of...
Get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Yes, stepmother.
Well, I guess she's the Cinderella of this group. But yeah, gotta love how, gotta love that kind of behavior. Especially when it's out in the Publix. I'm just saying. Alright. Well, let's keep going. Go. Good. Are we going to have this problem every time I play one of these games? Or you don't want to go to the freaking side? Come on, go. Go. No, I don't want to open Photoshop. Go. 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 No, come on, please go to the west. There we go. Jesus Christ, that took way too long.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Excuse me? You say this? Well, alright.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
I suppose it's fine.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
Whee!
The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Oh. Well then.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
Why
As
you?
his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
Oh, hi.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Alexander
Well.
couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
Apparently. Well then, I guess in this case, I'm just gonna ignore this kid.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
I've learned that the hard way. I'm just gonna keep
What are you
ignoring it.
waiting for? I said I'd show you how to get to the next island, didn't I?
Yeah, well, I don't give a rat's monkeys.
That's strange.
Ah.
The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
And hopefully didn't come back up, because he killed me last time. Anyway, yeah. Gotta be a little cautious around this
Alexander
stuff.
feels his pockets
I don't want to feel around in my pockets. I was trying to click on the door here. Knock, knock. Because this is clearly where the ferryman is.
Yeah, what do you want?
Girl Scout cookies?
Alexander promises himself.
No,
Excuse me. My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you?
Yep.
I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside.
Well, alrighty then.
What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
Yes,
So
please.
you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all.
Yeah.
This here Alhazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
Aw.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy.
Oh.
Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
Oh, that's sad.
There must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map.
Oh.
The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
I see. Also, that's politics.
Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used to ferry Queen Ilaria and Princess Cosima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and
Aw.
to keep up the friendly relations between the islands.
That's nice.
I remember their last trip. Things had started getting nasty by then, and when they came back aboard, I gathered that the Queen and the Princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cosima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies, she asked the Queen, but the Queen had no answer.
Oh dear.
What do you do now that the ferry no longer operates?
Me? I'm out of a job.
Oh.
The job my ancestors have held for generations.
Well, that's
I'm
sad.
the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks. But that knowledge does me no good now.
Is there no other boat on the island? One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals,
No.
as you may have found out if you got here by ship.
Yeah.
You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Well, that's sad.
Tell me more about Princess Cassima.
Ah, such a beautiful child, and so pure of heart. Why, a contrary thought has never crossed her mind.
Aw.
Her mother was the same. The king and queen, they served the islands, not the other way around. Always thinking about the people.
Aw.
Ah, they are sorely missed.
I would say so, yeah.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot. A bit crazy, mind you. Gotta have a good sense of humor to enjoy a tour there.
Uh-huh, okay.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but unfortunately, you can't get very far onto the island.
Yeah, I would say not. At the
What else
Beast.
can you tell me about the land?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures you'll ever see. If you ever get to see them, that is.
Uh-huh.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Castle of the Crown sure is a beauty. She's the finest palace ever built, I'll warrant.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Some say that the land of the Green Isles is near the edge of the world,
Oh.
and that the deadly currents are a result of a magnetism that sucks life from this world to the next. Of course, that's just silly talk.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot.
Okay, you're repeating yourself, so now I guess I can just...
There's nothing of interest on that particular part of the table.
I wasn't clicking on that part of the table, I was clicking on this part of the table.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexander doesn't want to take anything from the cabin unless the ferryman offers it to him.
That's fair. I guess I can leave now.
Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
That's fair. Alright. Well, I guess we'll go looking for this magic map that you spoke of. I think I gotta head back towards the town for that. I believe so. I think it's probably that pawn shop right there, right? Or no, do I talk to the bookkeeper? I think I'm gonna go back to this first. Because I think there's... Yep.
Good day again. How may I help you?
There's somebody else I need to talk to.
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation.
My God, you have a
I'm
huge
worried about
nose.
the princess.
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
Yeah, I would say it would hurt with that big-ass face of yours.
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
Also, I like the... I'm assuming you're Edwin. Or at least your voice actor sounds like Edwin.
Determined to learn more about the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring and formally introduces himself.
Hello.
I'm sorry to insist, but my name is Alexander of Daventry, and...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm already spoken.
Oh, okay.
Daventry? Where have I heard of Daventry? Flying flit mice. You must be Prince Alexander. Cassima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why,
Boat?
by a ship now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Cassima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes, I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned a prince to me, Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' deaths.
Aw.
You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again.
Aw.
It is said they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
Oh,
What
no.
a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing.
Do you need a giant
Everyone in
ass
the
tissue?
kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Where is she now?
The princess is sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition, and not required, but the Wazir says she insisted out of respect.
The Wazir, huh?
You've yet to say who you are and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jalo. I am clown to the royal court, and have been since the marriage of Casima's parents, King Caliphon and Queen Alaria.
I can see that.
Those were the happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And
Aw.
Casima's birth. It would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. I mean, she was such a charming little thing.
Aw.
Smart as a whip, kind and sweet. Oh, she means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me.
Understandable.
I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well,
the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir or his
Thank
plans
you.
for Casima. I'm still living at the Castle of the Crown as court clown, his clown. But it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty.
fair.
I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Casima's pet nightingale. I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion. Now I'm afraid I must hurry back to the castle. I'll try to return to the bookshop again later.
Thank you for speaking with me, Jalo. I hope we meet again soon.
Well, Jalo seems nice, albeit very strange looking. Yeah, seriously, it looks like he just had a really bad run-in with bees. But I think that's good for that. I guess we'll head... Okay, he's heading back to the castle, so I guess I should head off somewhere else myself. Particularly in the pawn shop.
Good day.
Hello. And there's that elderly
A
fella again.
mysterious old man also patronizes the pawn shop. He steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under his hood.
Hi.
Good day, sir.
The old man just glares at Alexander and does not reply.
Okay. What's that on the
The
table?
back wall of the shop holds various odds and ends. For example, a hull hole detector for finding those hard-to-spot holes in small sailboats.
That would have been useful for our dad last time.
Cat cookie mix. Play tricks on your friends, the box says.
Oh.
A golden bridle finder for finding those nearly invisible golden bridles.
That would have been useful in 3. Or 2, actually.
Emeralds. What you use when you don't have honey.
Oh, that's for 5.
Tongue climbing gear. Tested on over 100 whale tongues.
That would have been good for Rosella in 4.
A uvula tickler. Guaranteed to make large mammals sneeze.
Again,
A cheese
4.
hook for retrieving cheese out of small holes.
5.
A shovel that's guaranteed not to break for over 100 grave diggings.
Oh, that must have been for 4.
A bridge repair kit for when you've crossed a bridge one too many times.
Yep, that was for 2.
Stair traction pads. Stop slipping off those narrow staircases.
Yes. Any King's Quest
A
ever?
hull hole detector for
Okay, we got all that, so...
An elegant little glass dish decorates the countertop. The dish is full of green mints offered for the enjoyment of the customer.
Ooh, mint. I am a sucker for mint. Anyone can tell you I am a sucker for mint.
Alexander takes a mint.
Mint. Alright, let's talk to the pawn shop owner.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
Understandable. That's
what would
politics.
You take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Well, I think I know what to do with this.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
Prince.
That's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Prince Alexander.
Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
I didn't always have a family, you know.
Yeah, 18 years.
It is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Like love.
You now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold.
Yes, please.
Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
That's fair.
You are very kind, and I'll remember about the map.
Cool. Oh, hello.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
Okay, so apparently that guy gets drunk on mint. Seconds later in the castle.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, Master.
Now, what is this about a magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Well, okay. That happened. So, yeah, that old man is clearly working with the creepy dude. The creepy vizier-like character. Sorry, he's a wazir. He's a German vizier.
I have this copper coin. Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I have never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Oh, okay. So, let's see. We got a little wind-up bird. We got a flute. We got a paintbrush. And I'm not sure what this is. I think for now I'm going to take this bird.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember. Thank you.
Oh, that's convenient then. That's excellent. Alright. I'll be back. Come on, go, 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 go. There you go. I heard a bird. Oh! There's a bird!
A nightingale perches on a high branch of the tree. She sings the most beautiful song Alexander has ever heard.
I see. You wouldn't perhaps be Sing Sing that Jollo just mentioned, is it?
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
There's no point in using an object on itself.
I mean, you could.
This is the only page of inventory.
Okay. That's fair.
Alexander remembers what the pawnshop owner said about only being able to use the map out in the open and within sight of the sea. He correctly surmises that the map will not work here.
That's fair. Well, either way, I got the bird to come down. That's a plus. Did I save already? Okay, I saved again. But I have a feeling I'm gonna need that bird for something later. But I gotta go back to the village really quick. Aha! Something got dumped in there.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawnshop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
That's true. Okay, looks like the bird's staying there, so that's a plus. Because I wasn't sure if the nightingale was going to fly off or not, but that's fine. Well, I think this is a good enough place to stop for the moment, just because we got a lot done already. Because the next part, as I head south, we're going to be heading off to our first island, which we will be doing in this particular area, but we will be taking care of that another time. Because we explored this island pretty good. We got a lot of information just in the short amount of time we've been doing this, and I guess we've definitely got a plot on our hands. So something's definitely up with that Wazir, clearly. And his buddy there with the no shirt and the funny hat and the name Shamir. I'm assuming he's a genie by that name, but I'm not sure yet. Either way, this is already starting out pretty good. I'm enjoying this thus far. I can't wait to see where this goes. But for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell.